Now I'm jumping. The prediction came out as jumping.
This is Sushant Trivedi, AC. Hello. So in this Java class sensor service Java, we have this service that is being started. In this service, here whenever on create, the system manager is creating another sensor service, which is basically recording the value of accelerometer every time there's a change. So here on sensor change, we are every time the accelerometer notices a change, when storing that, updating that sensor value into this database over here and populating our database this way. And this is how our sensor service and database storage uh, services are working. Thank you.
Hello, this is Yash Bilorkar from group23, and here I am going to explain about the database, how I have implemented the database helper class. First of all, I have in the database file path I have the table name is given activity, and the database file path contains the database file where it is to be saved. Here I have created the create database function where I'm creating the table where we are storing the values from the sensor that we are getting into our database. Here we are inserting it into the rows into our table activity. In our update rows, we are opening our database and then we are updating our table name as and selecting the maximum value of that from that table, and we are updating it. And here we are extracting the data from our database and then to insert it into our file in and here we are taking the convert file and get data to be visualized, where in get data to visualize we are giving the data to our using the JSON object where it is used to visualize.
This is Saurabh Abhale. I'll be talking about SVM prediction class which we have defined. So this class mainly extends the app compact activity as well as implements the sensor event listener. The sensor event listener is used for prediction of user activity. Uh, Talking about the onCreate method of the class. In the onCreate method, we have set some parameters for the classifier. The getData method is used to train and collect data basically, and the cross validation method is then used to train the classifier, SVM classifier. And we have written another method called prediction, which is again used to predict the train using the trained SVM classifier. So this is the set parameters method where all the parameters needed for the classifier are set over here. This method is specifically to populate data from the training file which we have generated. Then the cross validation function is to train the classifier And finally, the prediction function defined here is used to predict as to what user activity is currently being performed by listening to sensor data, which will be populated in this method.
Hello, this is Tanmay Manolka. Uh, so I'll be talking about the prediction and the training and the testing phase. Over here, before we start, this is the main activity in which the main activity.java file in which we have initialized the buttons, and we have also written the action listeners of the respective buttons. Over here, we have called for the check permission. The check permission function checks if the application has the permission to write into the SD card, also to read from it. Now we'll move on to the training and the testing phase of our project. Over here, we have got the on sensor changed function in which we collect the data for a specific action, which is the bonus, which is the bonus activity data collection phase. On the So on the accuracy changed function, we predict which activity was taking place, which activity was recorded. We predict if it is walking, if it is running, if it is jumping. This function deals with the prediction of the recorded activity. We then have the set parameters function in which the parameter values which are required by the SVM are set, are initialized. We have our the validation, the number of folds, we have taken it as 3. In the SVM get data model, in this function, this is where the training phase is happening. In the training phase, we we train the model. Over here, we are going to train the model in the using the SVM train function. uh, Before that, we load the data from the training data.txt file, and we put it into a vector of SVM node type. We After training the model, we use the cross validation. The cross validation is a process in which the data is divided into the number of bins, which is specified as 3 in our code. And after the cross validation phase is over, we get the accuracy of our system, which we printed out. Also, all the necessary details which are inputted, like the degree, the gamma, the cache size, they are outputted when we hit the check for accuracy button. So that's it. I hope that we have made the project presentable, and thank you.